Here with Shady Springs Josh Lovell, and Shady Spring off to the state tournament on Thursday to take on Logan. And first of all, Josh, congratulations. I know you guys worked hard to get to this point. What does it mean to you to be, and you've been at Appalachian Power Park on a state tournament team, what does it mean to get back now?
That means a ton. Going twice in my career here at Shady, that just really sets a precedence for the years to come, and that's what I think we're trying to build a lot right now at Shady. Is we want teams in the future to have the same opportunity that we're having, and we want to show everybody that we're capable of having like a dynasty, a program that can continue to go on to the state tournament in years to come.
What do you remember about that state tournament run? I know you were a freshman, so you didn't get a lot of opportunity down there, but you were with the team. And what did you get out of that experience, and what do you remember about being at Appalachian Power Park?
Right. Well, as you said, I didn't get much playing time on that team, but having just being there and seeing the stadium and all the teams and how everything works obviously gives you experience. We're going to go up there, we're not going to be as nervous as a team because we've been there. A few of us have been there at some point in time, but just seeing how obtainable that really is and seeing how close it is for us, I think that was the biggest thing in 2019, and it helped us just to see that we can really be there every single year as long as we put the work in.
At that point, you knew you had a whole career to go here, obviously, but it had to be hard to get down there, work to get there. You get down there, and you get rained out the first evening, postponed to pushed back to the next day. You're in a hotel. How tough was that mentally to be ready to play, have to come back down and get back up?
Right. I mean, once we got there, we were all ready to go. It was 100% laser focus. We were all ready to go. And it started raining there, and we had to sit in the dugout for a pretty long time. But once we heard that it was canceled, we all just agreed that we were going to keep that focus into the next day. Usually, you're on a high school team with your team in a hotel. You might think that, we're up all night, but that's not how it was for us. We made sure we got the sleep we needed, and we're ready to go the next morning. No
goofing, no fun at all?
No, none whatsoever. I mean, there was here and there, just the things, but we all agreed that, hey, it's go time now. We got to go, and we got to go out there and give it our best shot.
Who were some of the guys that you looked up to on that team, guys that you said, you're talking about wanting to set the precedent now, and they maybe did. Of course, COVID interrupted everything, but you're trying to set that precedent. Who were the precedent setters for you when you were here and in that situation as a freshman?
Right. Well, my brother, obviously, Justin, him being here as a senior, just seeing him do that, and honestly, it feels like I've kind of stepped into his shoes to keep going and build that program. We had a lot of senior leaders that year, obviously. Caleb Dangerfield, Noel Sizemore. There's too many to say, honestly. Those are just the ones that come to mind, but those guys really showed us what a team was like and how to bond together. They did everything together, and we've tried to carry that same mentality with our seniors here, just doing all that we can. We went out to the lake the other day just to try to get that bond a little tighter between us and bring it into it. We went out to Flat Top Lake. One of our teammates has a boathouse out there. We went out and celebrated a little bit.
We had a good time there.
Right.
So
right.
Because if you get in a hotel and you know that you won the first game, and you're going to be no goofing around, I guess, again.
Right, yeah.
You guys got Logan. You saw Logan once this year. Didn't work out. It was a 10-0 loss. I understand there were a lot of things behind the scenes. Jordan Meadows, your coach, wasn't there. There were some guys that had a prom that night they wanted to get to. How will this be different, do you think?
Well, like you said, there was a lot of things in that game. We had a 2.5-hour bus drive down there. We got there and it was kind of raining. The game got pushed back another hour. We went to McDonald's and ate, which obviously isn't the best pregame meal. But there's just a lot of things that really weren't working out in our favor that day. We got down there, didn't have coach, and that was obviously hard. It's hard to play anybody when you don't have your coach. But we're looking at it totally different this time. We've grown a ton as a team. We lost to Indy, big blowout there early in the season, and it was kind of the same way at Logan. But obviously these last few weeks here, we've really changed. You can see it in the scores, and we're looking to do the same thing when we play Logan here.
Do you think maybe that's why you ended up a 4 seed? Because of the fact you lost to Indy? Bad, I think it was 20-0, 10-0 to Logan down there. You think that's why maybe you didn't get the respect? I know that some of you guys thought you should have been accorded for running through Independence and Bluefield, in one of the toughest regions in the state. I mean, 4 with Logan's front is very good too.
Right.
But these are, it's a good region you guys had to get out of.
Right, yeah. I mean, obviously those losses earlier in the year didn't help us, but I think we've grown tremendously as a team. We're a totally different team now. We're all focused in. We have fun out there. I think that's the biggest thing about us, is that every single time we're out here, we're having fun, but we're staying focused and putting in the work that we need to put in.
Is that why this team is like that team in 19, you think?
I believe so,
You think
yeah.
it's a carbon copy?
Right,
Almost?
you're right, almost. That's like me and one of my teammates were talking there the other day and saying that there's like almost a person that you can put with another person on the 2019 team, that they're pretty much exactly alike.
Yeah, who would Josh Lovell would be like? Who would you be like?
I guess the obvious
Your brother?
choice would be my brother, but I might not like to admit that, but me and my brother, we have a lot of things alike, and I think I've stepped into his shoes, like I said, and just carried on the same mentality that he's had to try to lead this team.
Who would be then, like your senior teammate, Alex? Who would be the Alex Johnston?
I think we agreed that Alex was most like Matt St. Clair in his regards. They were both big power guys. Talked a little bit, didn't talk too much. Things like that. They both were bigger guys. I think that was what we agreed there.
Cam Mans?
Cam,
since he's going to be your starter?
Right. Cam was most like Tommy, obviously. Tommy Williams, he was a big pitcher-only type guy. We put him out there when we needed him. That's kind of the role Cam stepped into this season, too.
Pretty good basketball players, too.
Right. Great basketball players. That's not even great athletes in general. Cam, 3-sport athlete, he does it all on every field that he plays on, every court.
Was the middle Meadows, is that Jake Meadows then?
Jason was a senior.
Was Jake like Jason?
Jake's exactly like Jason.
So that's where that was his clone.
Right.
Everybody had a clone on that team.
That's exactly right.
But I would assume you would rather get out if you get out to a 2-1 lead, not have an 8-run inning the other way. That would be the one way you want to be different than that team.
Right. Yeah. we want to continue on that momentum throughout the rest of the game. Is something I think we can do.
Is it in the Lovell house? Is there any bragging rights at stake?
There's just a little bit. That's what they were mostly saying right after we won the regional game, is that me and Justin are pretty much tied right now. But you see, if I win that semifinal game, I'm going to be ahead of him. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing right there. The stats, we're pretty close on the stats. I think my average is a little higher than his right now. Obviously, I still have one more game to play. And he had one more home run than me. I mean, who knows?
If you can shoot one out of Power Park, that should be 2 down there.
Yeah, that should count for more.
All right, Josh, I appreciate it. Good luck to you guys on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.